Century Superhuman show. I am author of 21st Century Superhuman. This show airs on Naturally Better TV, and you can find us at 21stcenturysuperhuman.com and our show guide there. So Arvis and Litha, we did a show with you a while back on food GaNs, making food GaNs. And this is in the Keshe plasma technology field. For those who don't know, there are ways to make food into more of a plasmatic substance, right? Tell me a little bit about how you guys got started in this and what fun you have in the kitchen, and why would you even be doing this?
Start again.
Yes.
From beginning.
Not from some beginning, but no.
From which beginning?
No. Go ahead, because I can cut out this little blip here. So, how did you get started in this, and why did you decide to do food GaNs?
It come very, very naturally, because in the beginning, it's almost a year ago. Soon will be a year. Keshe speaks about the food GaNs, not food GaNs, but devices, so we can feed ourselves from the field.
Yes, feeding ourselves from the field, which is the field of creation, right? As opposed to the field of corn.
Field of corn, yeah, exactly.
Field of plenty corn.
The field of creation, right? Go ahead. And this is kind of a quantum plasmatic food. Go ahead.
For sure, for the beginning, it was just very, very mysterious for us, because okay, we can imagine like in futuristic movies, or maybe in someday in the future we will have something like that. We saw it only in movies. No, it's not secret. Hollywood is already prepared us for us, because there is issues about the food in our future. If the population grows and what everything we do with the planet, it makes sense. So we was expecting to make some device and can feed ourselves and others from the field.
That is amazing. And you both have some skills, right? What is your, Litha, aren't you a biologist or something like that? And
my background is a teacher of biology and chemistry, but I never worked as teacher, so it just left as my degree, and that's all.
But
so
you still really seem to have a skill.
Biology and chemistry, it always stay like a hobby.
Yeah, you seem to have a skill.
With this process, I'm still learning and remembering everything, and so I have to revise all my knowledge that I had before, and just continue learning.
Yes, and then and you do seem to really have a skill in this area, all the little details. It's amazing as I follow your work. And
well, maybe it's more not the skills, just the way how we look at things, and we questioning a lot, and we just trying to find the right answers. So it's just learning.
Because whatever Keshe talked us is correct, but we choose the way to approach from the scientific base. There is the link. There is no mistake in this technology. There is the real scientific link today.
Yeah, we can say maybe it's our background, because we are coming from very little country where people are very skeptical for everything that is not based in old traditions, or not very physical and touchable. And so it's maybe because of this background, we are still searching this solid background also in new knowledge.
It's just the way it goes. That's it. Because as we know today, the base physics, standard physics is out. As everybody knows, standard physics is out, because if we go deeper and in atoms and quarks, and we see there's something is not the picture is completely different what we have taught in the schools.
Yes, very much so. And Arvis, your background is it as a chef or some things in food production?
For a few years, yes, but I used to cook all the time, all my life. It came very naturally.
His desire to cook something, and yeah, he's very gourmand type.
I was very little. I started experimenting with the food.
Nice. So you're a food artist.
No, sure.
Well, I know that people have been asking since we did the last video to have just a step-by-step process of how to make food GANS. So I think we're going to approach that today and see if we can give a little more step-by-step process, because it's a big subject and it's not just simple, but there are some
very big subject.
Yes.
We are in the start.
It's not we are not only us are involving this business, we can call, or solutions, because the food industries and other industries are in processes already, and not everybody is aware about it. Even UN is aware about it, because they knew the problem is coming, and we know this solution. So everybody is looking out for this solution. So we're very happy to share our proposal.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love the foresight about how important this is going to be on planet Earth, and that this is a very viable solution, but it's very new and different. It's different than how, we're attached to food. I want my, hamburger and French fries, or my salad and vegetables.
It is normal because we're still thinking in 3D.
Yeah.
This spiritual, this what is coming, it will come naturally. We will ask more, we will feel more, we will think more. Even we will approach your plant and your garden differently, because you will feel the feel from this, the spirit from the plant. You will make more respect to this plant.
Yes.
It's also nothing new, because I remember my grandmother always talked with her plants, and she said that they respond to her. So it's nothing new. It's just maybe forbidden and just
Exactly.
put aside, but it's still
coming back
with us.
Coming back.
We are coming back.
Yes, absolutely. Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely. We're coming back to our natural abilities of knowing how to speak to the plants and the earth. And the earth and this field, this source field of energy, has different ways to feeding us than what we are used to and we're attached to in the old 3D world. So, Litha, if you want to go ahead. Did I glitch out right there?
Yes, something is glitched out.
Okay, so what I was saying is just that we're returning to our old sensitivity of being in touch with the earth and communicating with the plants, and then we have our new quantum physics understanding of how to live in this continual flowing field of creation, and how we literally can manifest in a very scientific way something to nourish our bodies out of that. So would you?
It is those guys who is following from the beginning through the centuries, and they are aware of these technologies. They are aware of our spirituality, our capability to in a energetic level. They all the time kept us in the ground to animal brain side, all the time keeping this. I suppose, and I heard also from Terence McKenna, he said that we talked also, we are in two-dimensional plane.
Yes. We're coming out of being suppressed and kind of seeing ourselves in a two-dimensional plane. Yeah, Terence McKenna was great at pointing those things out.
Arvis again also, he explained very well this consciousness to growing from the two-dimensional plane to three different planes, and to see more and more and everything in plant side, and we're moving to this.
Yes, very much so. Well, Litha, do you want to go ahead and switch us over to screen sharing, and Arvis can start taking us through your document?
Screen sharing first.
Screen sharing. It's okay? No?
Perfect.
This.
And we continue to show up in the corner, even though you can't see us. So we're kind of up in the right-hand corner there over the top of your graphic. But go ahead, and I'll let you scroll through it. And if you would like me to read it, I can do that, and then you can explain, or either way you want to do it.
I will leave you. Okay.
Okay, we'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're calling this a proposal for an upgraded method of GANS making for different feeding applications. I love this. And nano-scale feeding, GANS for your body, mind, and spirit. Wow. And let's just say for a minute, because I have people who listen who don't even know what GANS is yet. And GANS is gas in its nano state.
Exactly.
And it means the atoms have been expanded correct? And so we're doing the same thing with the food. We are putting it into a GANS or a nano molecular atomic expanded state, right?
Exactly.
Go ahead. I'll let you just scroll it forward. You should be able to use the, yeah, there you go. You should be able to, you can use your buttons too.
Okay.
Beautiful. Oh, what is that purple orb? Huh?
Blackberry. It's
A blackberry?
Beautiful geometric shapes, bubbles. I was amazed to see this, because not all bubbles, when you do the reaction from the acid to the baking soda, you see different bubbling, and the size of the bubbles and the shape of the bubbles. You can see this interesting shape.
Wow, that is beautiful. Oh, that's amazing. So that's a bubble from the blackberry when you are making GANS out of it.
Yes.
Oh.
We can see it, how it's the color is expanded over the bubble. It means it's it arranged in monolayer itself.
Yes.
Arranging itself. You can imagine what is on the bubble.
Nice. And then you have strawberries and
Strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
Strawberries. It is very acid fruits.
Acid fruits, right. And so the nano-scale is the key to the plasma field. And again, nano means, I think it means expanded atomic structure. Is that correct?
Because it is just at the size what is the nano scale.
Okay.
And scale. You can imagine when hair sits around when the microns, and you can go forward. It's more smaller than your hair. Something very, very, very small.
Right.
It's just but appears after the we could say in plasma.
Right. So the nanoparticle is the key to the plasma field.
Based from but creates everything. It's proteins, amino acids, fatty acids, vitamins, everything what creates the overall nature.
Nice.
It's just it's a beginning.
Nice.
Something very, very, very small.
Nice. So it's kind of like the basis of matter, really.
Exactly. There is more and more control when it's in this state.
Yeah. So go ahead. You want me to read it? Okay. So this proposal for an upgraded method of GANS making for different feeding applications, feeding GANS from plants or smaller is stronger. So a stronger way to eat. Mm. This method just upgrades all previous methods published as a result of experimentation with the goal to find the easiest and most effective way to make liquid plasma feeding solutions or colloidal solutions at home. The main goal was to preserve as much as possible emotional, energetic, and physical properties of the raw material. Beautiful. It was a very big challenge, and it took some months and everyday studies of nanotechnologies and methods that you were using. With the previous methods, you had also achieved to make colloidal solutions, but they were unstable and aggregation and sedimentation were observed. You felt a strong field energy from these liquids, a sensation and even a taste in some specific parts of the body without drinking or touching the liquid. Here are some of the previous feeding GANS solutions.
So you can send
And which ones are those, Arvis?
you can read it for this from each.
Okay. Okay, image 1, the photo on the left, is Food GaNS in salt water without any sedimentation, colored and transparent. Can you take us back up to that image once?
You said the first.
Okay, go ahead. And then number 2 image is a middle Food GaNS with sedimentation and translucent solution in it. So the middle one, with some sediment. And then the third one is Food GaNS with clear aggregation and sedimentation in solution. And what does aggregation mean?
It's like creating like clusters.
Clusters. Okay, good. Great. That's helpful.
Some like pieces, but it's not dissolved enough. It's still in a cluster. It's in its first state, still keeping together something, or
right.
something already collected to because it's an oxidation is the material is very open to its connection.
Right.
So it's creating the clusters, and it's not what we need, because we need to keep them separated.
Okay, good.
Everything we need to keep them separated and on our self-organizing way is the goal.
So keeping them kind of moving into self-organization is the goal rather than the aggregation.
Exactly, and between the water molecules.
Okay.
Like there is in dimension where it can travel a bit to colloid with the water.
Okay.
It's becoming in one color we don't see anymore. But if you will go with look and very close up in Nano-Scale, we'll say, wow, it's like space.
Beautiful. So if you take it to a Nano-Scale, you can see much more.
Exactly. We will explain later also this in this.
Okay.
And read it.
Shall I read this part?
Yes, please.
To avoid GANS aggregation and sedimentation, we have to filtrate GANS through different types of filters at least 4 to 6 times. Then we get smaller particles which freely flow in solution and are held in solution by the natural magnetic gravitational forces. These particles are more open to connect with other compounds in our organism and still carry information about its origin. Particles inform and make structured water. Oh, that's beautiful. It's amazing.
It's the base. It's like that. I was looking around everything. I was checked everything. It is really scientific based.
It's scientifically based, and this is the basis for the Food GaNS really working. The smaller the molecule clusters, the easier water can penetrate your cells. If we are talking about nanoscale particles in food, we understand nanoparticles in size from 10 to 1,000 parts per million.
Nanometer.
10 to 1,000 nanometers. Okay. Oh, that's really tiny, isn't it? These particles can pass through paper filter and in water forms transparent colored solution or cloud. Sometimes if the solution is too concentrated, it makes an opaque solution which could be dissolved to get a more transparent solution. All depends on what concentration you want to use as your final solution. To determine safe concentration usage, please check out Food and Drug Standards parts per million values for each particular microelement or compound you use in your GANS. Please make special attention if you deal with medicinal plants. Some of them could be poisonous at certain concentrations. We are talking about size that is smaller than bacteria, virus, cancer cell, but bigger than glucose, water molecules, or antibodies. Transparent solution doesn't mean that it doesn't contain many particles. Some nanoparticles emitting less plasma field and some more. It depends on their size, but we are still talking about nano size and dimensions. Amino acids, fatty acids, and other elements are very, very small in scale of nano 1 to 100 nanometers. If we think about term of nucleus, some protein formation or polymers of glucose is more or less tiny microns. They are still emitting plasma fields of light, but less than nanoscale particles. To extract them, we need to do it with a stronger or weaker hydrochloric acid or HCl solution with a pH of 0, with a pH of 0 or 0.1. It is now
0 to 1.
0 to 1. Okay. It is now scientifically proven with hydrochloric acid, you get out more hydrophobic compounds from fats and oils as alkalines for vitamins, amino acids, and all known as fat soluble with low concentration of NaOH up to pH 12 could help to release hydrophilic compounds like phenols, alcohol, amino acids, sugars. They all have polarity and they all attract water, so they are water soluble. Wow, this is amazing. I'm so appreciative that you guys wrote this up, and I just encourage people to pay attention, to actually listen, because it's very important material to understand. To access nano level or very tiny scale of microns, I do filtering a lot because this creates clusters and they seem to be returning to the previous state. What seems obvious and is expected because particles still have their unique code, especially when compounds are rich with oxygen. Oxygen would accelerate the processes. You can extract GANs from plants also with salt, and this method is nothing new. I remember my grandmother did it, who was an old-style pharmacist. Yeah, I know. Litha showed the pictures of the sauerkraut she made the other day, and I know I've made that too.
Of course, it's normal. It's very bad. There is the period where the salt is more expensive than gold.
Yes, you are right. And these are in our historical traditions through, I think, most countries in the world. Almost every country in the world has used salt for preservation and probably creating some kind of nano state out of the food, actually.
It's very well known, of course. They at that time, they don't call it in this point of view. It's just approaching today from the more scientific view, if you will.
That's right, yes, becoming more scientific.
That's it. It's just we can find more explanation what we have did before.
Right. So this is Litha saying, I remember my grandmother did it, who was an old style pharmacist that we would know in that time. She made a different solution in different mediums, oils, spirits, and salt. Beautiful. But the problem is when the salt is too much, we need to wash it a lot afterwards. But to take into account everything that is in solution that can be absorbed in both directions, you need to take the salt out. By washing, you have a lot of losses too. If you want to achieve the drainage effect in your body, you can use a salt solution with good results. But otherwise, try to avoid too much salt. Avoid the use of plastic jars in GANS production because water kept in glass jars can absorb silica ions in just one day. Then imagine what water can absorb from plastics. Wow.
It is like that. It is like that. We need to take account everything what we touch, everything. That's why we need to wear the gloves and keep everything clean, and that's at the maximum we can, because it helps after for preservation also.
Nice. So why do filtering? First of all, to separate all fibers in the liquid, then all large compounds and clusters that have not reduced in nano size. Why keep them in tiny
this one, I have doubt about that.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I skipped that, didn't I? I have a doubt about the zinc CO2 GANS water as caustic soda NaOH neutralizer in the food GANS making process. There is no correct reaction. You need to wash it heavily, which could be very challenging. It has a very soapy and sometimes even gel-like consistency. You can use it in soap production. It definitely is not safe to consume. If you use NaOH, which is caustic, I suggest to neutralize it with organic citric acid solution or pure lemon juice. It forms sodium citrates and is widely used in the food industry. It also can help you preserve your GANS.
Yes, that's the explanation about the caustic soda.
I get it. That's very good, because I know a lot of food GANS is being made with just caustic, and I think this is giving us kind of a deeper look at a little more sophisticated process.
Exactly. You can do it, but just you need to neutralize correctly.
Very good. That's a great explanation, and I think important. Mm-hmm. So neutralizing it with citric acid or lemon juice.
Exactly.
Which will. Great. And then you would still rinse, correct?
No. If you start from the beginning, that's the beauty of this. But my goal is to not throw anything away. If you take one fruit, you want to keep everything from this fruit and as eliminate any waste if you to throw away.
Okay, so I'm hoping we're going to get to some pictures. Are we going to get to pictures?
Pictures. By filtering, we will have the pictures.
Okay, good. I'll keep reading.
Step by step. I know you are patient. You want to see.
I'm gonna help you guys remake this into a. We'll make a PowerPoint out of it, and we'll put the words with pictures.
You want for pictures? Okay, there will be pictures. This is just introduction.
Very good. I think it's important, and I'm glad we're doing this. It's great.
Also,
I have to go in 30 minutes.
Okay, she will come back. Okay.
It's 1st of September, and everything is changed again.
Okay. We can always take a break if we need to, Litha.
No, it's okay. I just have to go back in 30 minutes.
Okay. So why do filtering? First of all, to separate all fibers in the liquid and then all large compounds and clusters that have not reduced in nano size. Why keep them in tiny microns or nano? Each element now has its own MAGRAV field, or magnetic and gravitational field, but in tiny nano scale. Everything that has a larger mass will settle down thanks to Earth's gravitational field. This larger mass then slowly will attract all other particles in the liquid. Smaller attracted to bigger, correct? Please take a look at your GANS after some time when it is settled completely. The GANS are very active solutions, and I suppose each GANS has its own activity period. Yes. So by filtering, you can achieve scale where the standard model of particle physics ends. So all particles are in correct scale and are self-organized in their own MAGRAV fields as colloids within water. So let light come in. Everything comes in with light. I can drink or take from the field of my food GANS. It really works. I'm very satisfied with my work and rediscoveries or discoveries. It doesn't matter anymore. For long-time storage of GANS, I can suggest to use citric acid to achieve EU standard for food preservation with pH 4.6 acidic. But fresh GANS is always a better option, but you can still store them for quite a long period in low temperatures. I hope to inspire you to to make your own food-grade nano solutions at home, available for everyone with simple tools and basic knowledge. But remember, every detail is important, so do it with responsibility. Arvis and Litha.
This time it's Arvis.
This time it's Arvis. Arvis, you wrote all that? That's great. I thought it was Litha writing it.
He passed me over already.
Okay. So the disclaimer is, avoid any touch with nanomaterials in GANS. We do not recommend to eat or drink any GANS products without recommendation of pharmacist or doctor. This material is only for experimental, educational, and testing purposes. Any interpretation of this material is at your own risk. You are responsible for your own actions. This technology needs more laboratory experiment and testings. Good.
Oh, so I'm going to make a recipe for carbon stick upgrade version.
Okay.
The list of materials needed.
Okay, so this is the list of materials for the GANS making with the carbon stick. And I make all my GANS with the carbon stick now. I love it. And it makes beautiful GANS. What was that?
It's much more easier, yeah.
It gives the energy. It gives the energy, absolutely.
So can you explain that? I know you're the one that really came up with the carbon stick, right? And
it will be explained.
It will be explained? Okay, good.
Everything will be explained.
Everything will be explained. Okay. So here's the list of materials: 50 grams fresh or dried plant, and we will put this list in the
solution. Okay.
We'll put this list in the article and the description that goes under this video, so people can, but they can always make a screenshot of it too.
Okay.
So 2.3% hydrochloric acid solution.
Diluted.
Oh, interesting. So you take the hydrochloric acid and you make a 2.3% solution. I was wondering about that.
Even less.
Even less. Okay. Distilled.
Okay.
We just tried in this proposal. We tried to go as much,
right,
in every detail as we can.
Great.
So we tried a very, very weak acid, very weak caustic soda, very small amount. So just avoid these big jars, lot of water.
Right.
And the goal is to keep the liquid all liquid, not any waste. If we will put too much acid, we will need to use baking soda a lot. So we have like baking soda, more salt in the water. We need to avoid the salt. So that's why I keep this reaction in between. It's just not only to avoid these chemicals inside in your liquid, but also to not to aggregate too much, to impact too much these particles, because you will maybe lose some color, you will lose some taste, maybe some smell. So this is the concentration of acid what we can find in our stomach when you eat something or drink something.
Beautiful. That makes perfect sense, because you just want to make
more natural.
I think we need to trust our nature, and that's it. And for base and
beautiful.
When I did it for the first time, this concentration, I saw more nice colors, and it was
nice. Yeah, it makes sense, because you just want to make an acidic solution. You don't need to make it just all acid, but a little bit of HCl makes an acid solution.
When I tried for the first time, I did with tomato. I showed to Litha. She said, "What did you vomit?"
Because it looks like exactly.
You see,
yeah.
It's like on the point. You see this. It means that it's like stomach concentration. It's
right. Nice.
Perfect. It's still a smell, and it's still everything is still alive.
Still alive. Nice. Okay, so we'll go through this list. So, and I know I was looking at buying, let me finish reading the list. I'll do it really quick. And I know I was looking at buying 37% HCl solution in the United States off of eBay. So distilled, and so this is going to be a very dilute, you'll be diluting it when
you need just to try to, take the water and just put some drops and check with your pH, and you will find your
no, but if you make an exact solution, so you have to take an exact amount.
Nice.
Yes, but you will calculate for 36%, what you need, how much does it?
We can calculate, not today.
Not today. We'll make a little chart up maybe.
Okay.
Okay. So distilled water, baking soda, caustic soda, which is lye, also known as lye.
Water. Don't take don't take granted water. It's very, very important when you take water. Water is very important. It's because it's carrying already the memory.
The distilled water.
Distilled water. You need to use Purest maximum you can. If not, use the basics distilled water. But it's just suggestion. If you can get a very good water, because all water that you will use it, you will not throw away. You will keep it anyway. So it's your medicine, or your something you need to take account. The water carries already the memory.
Okay. Carbon stick, pure graphite red. And I think of the pure graphite as, pure graphite rod. I'm sorry, I misread that. I was thinking carbon stick is black. Pure graphite rod. Pure zinc, citric acid, low amperage power supply, alligator clips, cloth pegs, glass jar. And I know there's details to these things, so we'll have to decide if we want to explain more about those later. I know I explained some of those in some of the GANS videos that I'm making also. 2 measuring cups, 200 milliliter and 1.51 kitchen scales. Or I guess that's 1.5 liter. I'm not used to liters, so we do cups and quarts over here. But kitchen scales, bamboo sticks, wooden spoon and spatula for mixing, small syringe, kitchen filter and plastic, coffee filter and plastic, tea bag filter and paper, coffee filter and paper, tunnel for filtration. Tunnel, I think, is a funnel. Funnel with an F, yeah.
My mistake, okay.
That's okay, no worries. And it's an honest mistake.
And before we will publish it anyway.
Yes,
so.
I can we can review it. Gloves, pH meter, and ppm meter. And what I want to say about this list is, I know that as we start doing these projects, it's kind of like starting something new. When I go to the hardware store and I say I need copper wire, they say, "Oh, what are you using that for?" I say, "Oh, a science project." Because, and sometimes I tell them depending on what they want to know, but it does take a little bit of effort to put together all of the parts and pieces to do these things, but it is so worth it. And it's kind of like just beginning a new journey in your life. So I encourage people to step through, don't get blocked by, I don't know what that is, or I don't know where to get it. And because you'll learn.
Just make a list and find in internet and order, and it will come in few days at your home, and no problem.
Perfect.
A lot of things you have already in your kitchen.
Yes, perfect. Go ahead.
So we used a lot of photos from different GANS production. It's just an illustration. It's not exactly one GANS what we made, but there is photos from different GANS.
What are those?
This one is new.
Oh, pine buds. Interesting. So you started with pine buds.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It was challenging because they are quite far.
One of the example.
It's just example, yeah.
Just example. Made
Nice.
a lot of GANS, lot of variety of GANS.
Nice. Do you guys want me to keep reading, or do you want to just talk through this part?
You can read it.
Okay. So all images included in this material are just illustration from different GANs to visualize the steps of GANs production. So you're weighing out your material. We started out with 50 grams of fresh or dried mass. These are pine buds. Pine buds are rich in vitamin A, vitamin B, C, E, and K. Contain omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids and valuable minerals. If you have a whole plant or big parts of plant, please chop it as small as you can first. Oh, that's just beautiful, though. I'm just wanting, I can just taste in my mouth the pine buds and smell how wonderful that would smell.
Yeah, very, very strong.
Very
smell.
strong, yeah.
Very, very nice and strong smell.
So did you actually chop those up? Because you didn't. You did.
No buds. No,
pine buds. No.
Okay, you just made the GANs. You just digested them in the HCl.
I just put it in a
blender.
No, an acid. I put it in acid.
Yeah. In acid, yeah.
It will be later.
And I was interested that you did an avocado seed. I saw these at Liquid Plasma Feeding, which is your Facebook site. And why did you do an avocado seed?
Today I put also some external links, some source where you can read about avocado seed.
Okay.
And it claims that 70% of avocado is exactly in a seed.
Wow, I see that. If you do not use avocado seed, you throw away 70% of the antioxidant. That's amazing.
So I need to chop it.
And also industries works now with avocado seeds to make a natural dye or coloring, a natural color.
Interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So there is a lot of interesting publications. If somebody are willing to go very deeply in avocado seed, there is a lot of source.
Wow, very interesting. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Now you have to prepare weak HCl solution. If the plant is harder, you can use a concentrated solution. So how to prepare the weak hydrochloric acid solution?
With diluting, yeah.
So you're diluting it, and this is a 200 milliliter measuring cup, and you take 1 to 5 milliliters of 2.3% hydrochloric acid solution.
This is at 23%.
23%. Okay, I thought I'm seeing a period in there.
What we can buy, yeah. What we can buy.
Okay, shop. Right. I saw 37% and 23%. So that helps us know what to order. Hydrochloric acid solution with a syringe and add to the distilled water until the mark of 100 milliliters in your measuring cup. So basically, okay, great. So you're putting 1 to 5 milliliters of 23% hydrochloric acid, and is that like maybe a teaspoon or a half a teaspoon? It's not very much, is it?
Even less.
Even less. And then, and it's about filling it up to 100 milliliters with water. Is that maybe kind of like a cup or something like that?
Very small cup. Very small cup.
Okay. So we'll have to convert these things into cups and spoons too. Please note, hydrochloric acid is a strong acid and can burn your skin. Use protection gloves. It depends from acidity of the plant or fruits that you use. If it is already acidic, you use less acid. Very good. Here you have to follow the substance acidity or alkalinity. Check it out before you start. Avocado seed on the left, natural antioxidant. Raspberry, strong antioxidants. White willow bark on the right is a pain reliever. Oh, those are just beautiful. So those are each of the foods soaking in the HCl solution, correct?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Beautiful. And how long do you leave it? I'm sure that's coming up.
For a few hours, basically.
So
So mix your weak hydrochloric acid solution with the substance and leave it for half an hour to absorb the acid a little bit, especially if it is a hard structure, dried roots or bark, etc. Then blend it very well with a kitchen blender and leave for some hours in the sun or heat or on the heater in a temperature no more than 40 degrees centigrade. Blend it as fine as possible to break down the physical structure of substance. Wow, those just look so beautiful. And so are you using a handheld blender or a jar blender?
You can use both.
You can use both, okay.
Just wash very well after use, and the inox would be the best. If inox the blades. Blades.
Okay.
All are inox. Stainless steel blades.
Stainless steel blades. Okay. If
the baking soda after it, you can yes, need to wash it because it's still. But the video is off. Show it. How can I show it?
Nice. I can see it. Actually, we can see you in a little picture. Yes. Nice. You like that kind of, that's sort of a handheld, right?
Holes.
Mm-hmm.
It works very well because we have 3 of them at home, but this one is best.
Nice. And so do you do that and then the jar blender, or you just do that one and that's all you need?
Just this one.
Just that one.
Done.
So we put some plastic bag on a jar because otherwise it goes everywhere.
Interesting. Okay.
So we just keep
Like
everything.
some grandmothers do when they're doing this cream.
Oh yeah, some grandmas do that. You're right. And it's why the stomach is a closed container, right?
Just blend it very well. Take time for a few minutes till the blender heats up.
Okay, so kind of cover it while you're blending if you can, and
Yes.
and blend it for a long time.
And to blend it in the beginning, you can repeat this process again when it's in a caustic soda. Again, you can repeat the same process.
Okay.
Will be more fine particles will come out.
Okay. If the substance contains a lot of resin, you need more acid and use of caustic soda, NaOH, a little bit later. At that stage, it is up. At this stage, it is up to pH 2 to 3. Now, are you using a pH meter?
Yeah, of course.
All the time.
And so can we see what your pH meter looks like?
It will be later on the photos.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it will be also.
Okay. And so you're going to let it react for 2 to 3 hours and just remember to mix it from time to time. Okay, very good. Kind of like the stomach, right?
If you to continue mixing, it will be more very good.
Very good if you keep mixing it.
Yes.
Okay, that's a kind of a nice one. I have one like that. I have a really hard time using it though. I'm sort of retarded.
Very fast and very precise.
Good. Maybe we can do a little show on how to use a pH meter.
Maybe we can show how to make it. Everything.
Yeah, let's do that. It would be really fun.
Like,
and so
cook with me.
yes, uncooking, plasma cooking with Arvis.
Terrace of our neighbor.
we can do live.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, we should do that. And so these are pine buds, beautiful. Go ahead. Wow, look at that. So this has been gone through the process. It's been sitting in the acid. You've blended it and stirred it and kept it covered, and it's kind of partially digested, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Now you have to neutralize the acid by adding baking soda, NaHCO3
Not
solution.
baking soda, but solution.
Oh,
So
baking soda solution.
Yeah.
And increase the pH until it is 7.0 to 7.5. Nice.
Okay.
just we will correct this more precise.
And so how do you do it? Do you want me to read this or do you want to explain it? You take 2 teaspoons of baking soda dissolved completely in 100 milliliters of distilled water. Add the baking soda solution step by step to your GANS making substance. So this pre-digested substance, it has the acid in it. We're now adding a liquid baking soda alkaline solution. This is so exciting because when you guys explained this before, I kept thinking, well, do they mix the baking soda with water? Do they mix the HCl with water? So now I'm learning and getting my answers. So thank you for doing this. So again, pine buds.
We also learned about our mistakes from questions that we received in Facebook. So we try to update in this document everything what we received before.
Yeah, so your site, Liquid Plasma Feeding in Facebook, is wonderful, and you do get a lot of questions in there. It's a really nice place for people who want to learn, and I'll put that under the video so they can find you. So try to keep as many compounds as you can, then your GANS will be stronger. There will be a lot of bubbles or even muss. It depends from stuff in jar. A lot of CO2 gas is liberated. Again, blueberries. Is this just like a drop of the blueberries? I mean, it's so beautiful. It's amazing.
Just a mousse of blueberries.
On the jar.
Wow.
Then you add baking soda, everything coming out of the jar.
Too much baking soda and that reacted this way.
Oh, but beautiful.
It kept everything inside still because you can with stick just try to the bubbles picking.
Right. Let me ask you, you know, for instance, I think of the stomach having to digest food, and you think fruit is very easy to digest. It probably doesn't take a lot of acid, but then a sandwich might take a lot of acid, right?
It depends of the fruit.
So do you think about that when you're doing it, or?
Yes, it depends the fruit that we eat.
It depends from compounds what is in your food. Because in
more
hamburger you have a lot of flour. That's it. Milk. Flour. No. Starch and very complex molecules. So you need a lot of acid to break this stuff.
Right.
That's the very very important when you eat something. You need very well smashing with your all in your mouth. Everything that you eat, smash as much as you can. You will see that you will eat less already because you will take from this more. It's this is not just food industry. So also was looking at these issues because a lot of people not digest very well.
Right.
So,
because they're eating too much. We're frozen, you guys. I don't know if you can hear me, but you're frozen right now. So we'll just wait a second and see if you can. Oh, we just froze up for a minute. So go ahead. What did you just say about digestion? You know, I think some people don't.
Lot of people experiencing problems with stomach digestive system. The digestive, because they use all the this hydrochloric acid capsules, right, or other enzymes for to help to break the food. So that's very important to mash very well when you eat.
Right.
It will be more easier for your stomach, and it will more get out from the food. So later it will absorb more. It's we will go study it everything to what to say. They see that people not in the waste with compounds, if you will.
Right.
Because people are stressed, they're eating too much fast.
Yes. Eating too much, too fast, too heavy. Right.
make, I ate very well. I feel, no, it's wrong picture.
It makes my stomach hurt just thinking about it. Because I think the more aware we become, we kind of start eating lighter and lighter. And then the idea of going to this GANS food is just wonderful. It's a nice light way to live on the planet. Okay.
Okay, let's.
So should we go ahead?
Okay,
mix it well before adding more baking soda solution step by step. When the baking soda no more reacts, no more bubbles coming out of the solution is neutralized. That's a good thing to know. See, I'm glad you said that. The pH of the solution should be 7.9 to 7.5. This kind of substance could be okay for the next step. Go directly to 0.7. Raspberries, see in the photos, are alkaline and change color from bright red to moss green. Is this raspberries on the bottom here?
Raspberries and green.
Wow.
Actually, I have not taken the picture from the raspberries. When the beginning was red.
Uh-huh.
When I adding the baking soda, sometimes it was more violet also.
Right.
So,
wow.
In the middle, it was violet. You mentioned the red, violet, and green. This is some interesting colors.
And then does it eventually turn back to red, or no, it just stays whatever color?
So it can come back in the raspberry color.
Nice. Yeah, it's amazing how you do this. So I think
when you know the raspberry acid, raspberry is very acid. It's around 2.8 to 3 pH. So if you bring back to this raspberry to acid color, it will return it.
Right. I was reading that at liquid plasma feeding, that after you do the acid and then you do the baking soda for alkalinity, then you add citric acid or something to make it a little acidic again, right? Yeah, I loved seeing that. It's like, oh, thank you so much for sharing this amazing science with us that you guys have managed to decipher from the universe. And this is what happens when we follow our passion. You know, we do what we really love, and then it's very
important.
Yes.
You see, it's the change is approaching, and we need to be ready.
Yes, very much. And each one of us has talents that are so important to this change. So thank you and Litha for doing this.
You're welcome.
So now it is time to decide, need you add the NaOH, which NaOH is
caustic soda.
Caustic soda. And are you using food grade caustic soda?
Great. Granules.
You're using food grade caustic soda?
Yes.
Yes. And I know in the States that can be ordered on Amazon. Where do you order it from?
I just bought in the shop. I just need to look for the 100% of caustic soda.
Okay.
It means 100% of caustic soda. It is have to be this.
Okay. So you're using 100% caustic soda, and I mean, would a person want to use the kind that you buy for plumbing?
No.
Just, okay.
Maybe just need to. It's written pure or 100. Sometimes even pure. They say for very pure. Pure. No, because they adding some additives for toilets.
So pure caustic soda.
Be sure about this.
Okay.
Especially when in the food.
And like I said, in the States, we can on Amazon order a food grade caustic.
So we can find it Amazon, eBay, everywhere. We can just put pure.
Caustic.
Sure, yes.
Pure caustic soda, pure NaOH. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
They buy even more, a little bit expensive, but be sure it's the right one.
Okay. The reaction with the NaOH releases a lot of heat, so it could help to break down harder structures. I use NaOH when I need to break resin, root, or bark structures. Go ahead.
Okay, finish this.
Okay. NaOH and heat also bring more oxygen into the solution. Very good.
Little forget to mark this. When you use also seeds, nuts, everything that is very fiber. Not
Right.
only, because there is a lot of amino acids and proteins in those fiber structures.
Right.
So it's not just resin, root, bark, but also seeds and called.
So is this pine bark on the left?
Yes,
And then what's in the middle there?
the caustic soda.
Oh, that's the caustic soda? Wow. How did you get that picture of it?
Just from the top.
Wow, that's amazing. Beautiful. Okay. So for caustic soda solution, I take 2 teaspoons of caustic soda, NaOH, pure, and dissolve it in 100 milliliters of water. Very good. Just cool water, not hot water?
Cold water.
Cold water. Okay.
First, put the water in the jars, then you put the caustic soda inside. Because
Very
to the bottom, it's very difficult to get, because it's like carbon on the bottom.
Very good. So you add the caustic soda to the water.
Exactly.
Please be careful. The solution in the jar will be hot after the caustic soda reacts with the water. Use gloves because the caustic soda can burn your skin. You can use a kitchen blender one more time after adding the caustic soda solution. The solution will increase its pH to 12. This should be the maximum.
I think it would be very, very maximum. Sometimes I do 10 to 11. It's enough. It depends of the fiber, because if you want to keep, I did make research. Some products are different pH levels better, but it's very difficult to examine for each product what you're making. So
Right.
you keep some standard, I would say.
So are you measuring the pH at the same time as you add while you're blending with the NaOH solution?
Yes, when you're adding the caustic soda in your solution, check all the time, step by step, slowly. It takes time, mix it, stirring it, mix it. It will sometimes will take the time to react.
Okay.
For everything, the time. Take your time, because do it patient, with love.
Okay. Yes, patient and with love. Very good.
Very important when it comes to nano size. It reacts very well with thinking.
Yes, the nanoparticles act very well with thinking. You're right. Our intention is so important. So leave it again for a couple of hours after you've added the NaOH and you've raised the pH to around 12. And again, this is for harder materials, right? Like nuts, seeds, barks, woody structures. Leave it again for a couple of hours. Mix it as often as you can. It will help to penetrate deeper and break down the harder structures into a substrate. Please note, all reactions are speeded up from direct sunlight or heating. If your temperature is lower, reaction will take more time. And are we following through on some of the same things here that we saw above? Is this?
In the middle is raspberries. In the right side is avocado. In the left side, some of the plants. I don't know which one, but
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So it looks like, have you strained at this point, these jars?
I just mix it to stay on there.
Just mix it. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Sun inside, and it helps to heat.
Okay.
It's very important for diluting them.
After the NaOH or the caustic reaction, you can decrease the pH value back to 7.5 by adding citric acid or lemon juice, which is organic and natural acid widely used in the food industry to preserve a food.
Exactly.
And so again, you would mix it with water. Would you mix the citric acid with water, or?
Citric acid with the water, and then to add it. It will react also. It will make very small bubbling.
Right.
Very good small
Kind
bubbling.
of like baking soda.
The same.
The lemon juice, would you just put directly in there and not add water to it?
Say again, please.
Would you add water to the lemon juice?
No.
No.
It's It's no.
Okay.
There is all the water.
Right. It has water already. So citric acid, you would add to a little water. It's funny because my grandmother, who prepared food, many foods in an old country way, would add citric acid to things to, I think, help. She was balancing the pH and she was setting out to preserve it. And she probably couldn't have explained that to me scientifically.
It's all like word.
Yeah. Old traditions.
Old traditions.
So the next step is electrolysis with pure zinc and carbon stick or pure graphite rod. Connect your negative cathode to the carbon rod and the positive to the anode to the zinc, magnesium, or iron. These are very essential metals for our body, so you can add them easily to the solution as nutritional supplements. And I always say, when you if you have the right charge from your power source connected to your zinc rod, you'll see clouds come off of it, right?
Yes.
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 Because for me, positive and negative is a little more difficult, but I know that I have it hooked up right when I have clouds coming off that rod. And I know I have to switch them if I don't. Right? Is that how it works for you?
Start bubbling, yes.
Yes, starts bubbling, yeah.
It's very, very useful in this process.
Yes. To achieve better results, you can add glycol or liquid cane sugar to the solution. Wow. It helps to form an envelope around particles and prevent large cluster formation. Interesting.
Exactly.
So would you add just a pinch or?
Well, on 1 liter, I just add one I can say 20 milliliters around.
Oh. Is that maybe like a teaspoon or half a teaspoon maybe?
Soap spoon, we say soap spoon.
Okay.
It's I'm sorry.
That's all right. Simple spoon. Oh yeah, right. Wow, that's amazing. So like a teaspoon.
Bigger than teaspoon.
Bigger than a teaspoon, a tablespoon.
Tablespoon.
Wow. So you add that much sugar to it, huh? And does it kind of sort of use it up?
It's basically it's glycol, but there is glycol in cane sugar syrup.
Okay.
That's why you can use as an alternative.
Okay.
Not otherwise, you can use the glycol, but you use in this.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Run your and I know I have a friend who was just buying glycol at the pharmacy in order to make an extract with it. So
exactly, you can glycol buy in the pharmacy.
Interesting.
It's very, very crucial moment.
Yeah. Gosh, whoever would have thought we would be becoming these alchemists? You know, this is really alchemy.
Because it really prevents the particles that detach from the metal. It's connecting again together, but when it's glycol in the liquid, it gets around. It's very, very fine.
Oh, so the glycol makes everything sort of combine with each other.
Exactly, enveloping.
Nice.
And if you then use later, it's no problem. You need the glycol in your body. It will carry, but will make more easier for reactions in your body. So it's like it needed.
Very interesting. Run your electrolysis for 30 to 60 minutes on low amperages at 0.5 amps, maximum 1 amp. That's what I like to do mine on. Do not look at voltages. Add air bubbles to the solution. The size of the bubbles also matters. This is one of the benefits of the carbon stick method because it also adds very tiny bubbles to the solution in electrolysis. Interesting.
Exactly.
Electrolysis helps to polarize your liquid solution and initiate envelope formation around the particles and also makes them link with the zinc or other metals. The zinc emits very stronger, large and stable field connected to your emotions. It's a very good absorbs and emits UV light. Wow. In other words, I could say electrolysis makes a structured solution. Electrolysis as low current in physics is considered also electrolysis in a plasma environment. pH 8 is desirable in order to synthesize the smaller size nanoparticles, which is what makes sense because pH 7 to 8 is kind of what's really healthy for our body, right?
Also, yes.
In some GANs, you can observe a high concentration of the amino acid and see them as rainbow bubbles. Beautiful. And you know, I mean, they say cancer can't exist in a body that is a pH of 7 to 8. You know, if we're alkaline, diseases.
That's it, easy it is. We can drink baking soda.
Yeah.
Yes, but for some people it's not easy. It's very, very sad.
Yes, it is not easy. You're exactly right. But I was thinking this GANS food made this way, and if your objective is to end up with 7 to 8 pH, it's going to be a really nice balance for the body.
Exactly, yes. So the zinc is very magical metal. There is tens of thousands of pages about the zinc you can read. There's a lot of benefits of it.
Right.
Of course, you don't need too much in your body. Also, it's because if you see in the biochemistry in the body, there is not much metals in our body. It's
right.
Very particles and just diffuse it around the body, but it's I think it's maximum 4% of the, even less. There is a lot of metals in our body.
Right. What would you think? What do you think would happen if you did electrolysis without the zinc or the magnesium, and you just did the carbon rod and the electricity?
You just like deionizing water, something like that, because when you do electrolysis, the water molecules also will arrange to minus and plus. It depends on your electrons.
Right.
And it's all just all ionization processes, but involved in water. This is at that moment.
But by adding it to the zinc CO2 process, we're kind of turning it into, we're taking this food and turning it into the type of GANS solution that we're using in this plasma work, right?
I think it's very crucial for this moment because, as I said, as it's written, the zinc zinc oxide emitting very well the field. The field is strong, very strong field from zinc oxide is emitting. So we could have enveloping around the zinc those elements that you have in your jar. It all just makes this field with the zinc.
Right. So are we? Is this the end of the document?
Not yet.
Okay. Are you gonna show us? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I use. From some plants, I use magnesium to end.
Magnesium, right?
It will make more even the field more softer. I find this very well because zinc is strong. We feel very well this emotional link, but I still feel it in the mouth. There's a metallic taste,
right,
from the zinc. By adding the magnesium, I feel that it's more softer. It's more, it's like puffy.
So where do you get your magnesium? What are you using?
Internet, just pure.
But I mean, is it a piece of magnesium metal?
Oh, exactly.
Okay.
Not very cheap. Pure zinc, magnesium metal rods. So
zinc and magnesium both in a pure rod form, right? Okay.
Or sheet.
I guess I don't think of magnesium as a metal, but I think of it as a mineral, but it is a metal, right?
It's something like some like mineral. It's something like it's metal, but it's metal. But as I said, yes, it's when you're adding then later in your in water for drinking your GANS solution water, the water will be softer also.
Nice. I know magnesium is something we're really low in, and probably very helpful.
So, yes. Okay, let's go. Next step.
Okay, the next step is filtration. I was wondering about this, which is the most important thing in this process. So we've gone through all of this changing of the going to the acidic, the hydrochloric acid, to the baking soda, to back to acidic, and we still haven't filtered yet. So now we're going to filter, right? So next is filtration, which is the most important thing in this process. For that, you will need 4 types of filters. A regular kitchen strainer will separate all heavy stuff from the solution. Perfect. Deposits you can use for your compost as supplements for agriculture, but you can also dry deposits and use for infusions, extracts, and maceration. Wow, those are beautiful. I always think those look like cookies.
You can make it cookies, maybe.
So, yeah, go ahead. Cool.
You can make it cookies, yeah.
But you don't eat those little balls. You use them as fertilizer, right?
That is also just for compost.
Okay, compost. So you take them out and just put them around your plants, or dig a little hole and.
When sometimes some bigger fibers, when you use the kitchen strainer, I don't keep it. But later, when I use the coffee filter and the coffee paper filter, I still keep the powder.
Okay.
Still keep the powder and dry it, and you can later use it as an additive for other.
Such as.
Like in soaps, like in creams.
Oh, interesting. Beautiful. Okay. Nice. Great idea. Soaps and creams. Nice. So the finer particles that you, first of all, you strain out the big particles, and then when you strain out the smaller particles, you can dehydrate those and save them and use in various things. Beautiful.
So there is no waste.
No waste, right? I love it.
Technology.
Yeah.
We are green, becoming green.
Yes. I suggest the filter twice through the same type of strainer to separate as much deposits as possible. As a second filter, I use a plastic coffee filter. Again, please do it at least twice, if necessary, more times.
More times.
Great.
More times.
Wow. Okay.
You see it's becoming different color already.
Okay. Nice. Yes, you can see that. Then take the tea paper filter and repeat the process again twice or more times. Very fine. For the last filtration, I use a coffee paper filter for at least 2 times, but very frequently more times. If your GANS goes through this filter, it is really in a nano state. Wow, that is beautiful. Look at the color of that, and you can just see the essence of it. It seems.
You see, it's changed completely.
Yes.
Really, you can taste this. It's amazing. It's a liquid alive. And
you can smell it too, right?
The smell, it's preserved. Of course, there's still some other but leftovers or interaction. But everything what you have in interaction, it's not bad. It's very good. In the contrary, there is some things I don't want to take names because big pharmacy names. There is some. When you do this acid, the baking soda, and then caustic soda, and then back to citric acid, there is some interesting elements that you have in the reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Use in a pharmacy for some problems in digestive systems and for preserving food and so on.
Interesting.
That's the beauty also, that you don't have to be scared when you do these all reactions what they have left over. Of course, we need to examine this. We will find maybe somebody who will come to us, and maybe we will send some samples. He will try to do it in his lab, and maybe put under a microscope under some other.
Yeah, that would be nice. Very nice. But they're beautiful. You can just tell they just look beautiful. I'm making me hungry from here.
Yes, it makes hungry. It doesn't have to make hungry. Have to make you feed it.
Yeah. And so you said because the previous filtrations contain larger particles, the coffee filter is the last filtration. The filter has to be as clear as filtration has to be as clear as possible, but sometimes you can't filtrate GANS through a coffee filter, especially when the solution is too saturated or still contains a lot of large compounds. You still can use this stage of GANS filtrate, but it is weaker and not in the GANS state. It is in suspension. Using this method, you are using a small amount of material and get maximum out of it. You have very little waste. It means you take just 50 grams of apple and the leftover after filtration is around 5 grams, depending on what you from the used material. You get 40 grams in the liquid with apple nutrients as plasma liquid, 45 grams in liquid. Wow, that's amazing.
So you imagine what everything you had in apples and you have in liquid form. What is
right? But you're only going to take maybe like if you consumed it, would you take maybe a teaspoon of that?
Not really. Maybe I take 1% of the liquid.
Uh-huh.
From the 100 milliliter of the water, we take 1 milliliter of liquid.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
I'm still alive, plenty alive. I don't feel money.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be hurry with these dosages, because it's better to start with little dosages and repeat this process over a day or over days.
Right.
Because it will accumulate anyway.
Right.
But if you go to overdosage, you will get a different reaction. So sometimes need to take step by step to. It depends. It's need to feel, need to taste, because some if you eat too much, you feel the liquid is like oversaturated in the taste. When you put less, you feel the liquid is more expanded. I don't know why, but even the taste is different.
Interesting. So, and again, as the disclaimer said at the beginning, it isn't necessarily recommended to consume this. It's still in the experimental stages. And some of us who are here practicing in the field like to try different things. And so, how to use and preserve GANS. And as you said, at some point, someone will take this into a laboratory and look at it under a microscope and test it and all of that. But for right now, it's a wonderful alchemical experiment. So how to use and preserve GANS. For GANS preservation, I can advise to use natural conservatives like lemon juice, citric acid, or vinegar. If you add any of these, please note that the pH should be between 4.5 and 5.2 when you're done. Keep your GANS or colloidal liquids in closed bottles or jars in cool and dark places as all natural products. For preservation, you can also add colloidal silver. And AU gold or colloidal gold, acidic by nature, see in photo. Is that colloidal gold in the photo?
Yes, the acid in nature.
Nice. Or add more zinc GANS. These are good disinfectants. Nice. Which would be another reason to make the GANS with the zinc, because you have kind of a disinfectant process there.
There is a lot of benefits of zinc.
Nice. Keep your eye on your GANS regularly. If your GANS changes transparency and becomes cloudy after some time, or you think it has initiated growth of bacteria or fungi such as yeast, stop use of the GANS. If the smell has changed, or taste has changed, or even fermentation has started. When you will make your GANS, you will be connected with them directly. You even can take energy from them just by holding the bottle. And that's so true. Just having GANS in my environment, in my house. I don't even like being in a house anymore that doesn't have GANS in it, you know, because the energy field is so wonderful.
Yes.
You can get energy just from holding the bottle, but you still can use the GANS in solution to feed your body, mind, and soul. You can add 1 to 2 milliliter of GANS for 1 glass of water, leave it for some minutes, and drink it regularly. If you would like to keep European or US FDA standard. Check the norms on the internet. Check your parts per million before use. Nice. Very good.
Especially when it comes to colloidal gold and colloidal silver, that is the standard ppm.
Right, parts per million. You can also use herbal GANs in patches. Yes, very nice. That's a nice, is that a patch? That's a round one. Cool. Just make your patch in a vacuum if it is possible. This patch in the photo stayed without changes for almost a year. Zip bags will not last for a long time, as you can see. The mushroom grows soon in them because it is a very good, but it is a very good fast solution in an emergency situation. Right. Yeah. I like making the sealed bags, but yes, a Ziploc bag would be a perfect short-term solution. And so you would put Food GaNs in a health pad like this, right?
Of course, it's up to you. It's up to
Just
you, really.
absorb it into your skin. Absorb it.
Be creative. No, really, as Keshe said, you don't need to be monkey see, monkey do. Of course, you can see the base of the from beginning, and then later you can be more creative. What you want, maybe some tubes, maybe some I don't know, maybe in vapor. You can expand this this like using this.
Yes.
Use some mixtures of plants, and they can smoke it directly.
Very nice. Very cool. I know I was talking to the Peru people yesterday, and they're using a vaporizer, and they just put a couple of drops of the water in there, and then they inhale it.
Yeah.
Cool. Litha is back. Hello.
Hello again.
Okay.
Oh.
No, we are back exactly on time, and Litha's favorite forks comes.
No, I just also experimented with some creams and pomades and toothpaste.
Nice. We love this kind of stuff.
This is just the experimentation how we can use herbal GANS.
Yes.
You can call it how you like. It's
right.
Always food. It could be everything.
Beautiful. So you're adding the Food GaNs to homemade cosmetics, toothpaste, pomades, bath waters. Always keep them at a low temperature to avoid growth of fungus or bacteria. Use in a foot bath.
It's all natural, so it's a live product, and you can't just keep somewhere in a shelf. You have to store it in a little bit, maybe in fridge. It's okay.
Right.
So.
Nice.
Not too cold.
Not too cold, also, yeah.
Right. You can also deposit dry. You can dry also deposits in filters and make a very fine powder to store them for future application.
Yeah.
It can also be absorbed directly into your lungs and brain using vapor feed or an atomizer your body with herb GaNs energy. Beautiful.
Atomizer, okay.
Nice.
Correct it.
Well, that's what they were using. That's what they were using in Peru. The vapor is good, and then the atomizer is good also.
You can use also just a normal vaporizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use this one also.
Yes.
Spread the GaNs around the room.
Yes.
So.
More tips and tricks. Ask questions, think, read, and never stop learning more. How to clean the carbon stick. Put your carbon stick in white vinegar for some minutes, then add baking soda, rinse with distilled water, and polish with household cleaning sponge. Boy, you're diligent. That's great.
Yeah, because we saw somebody just put a carbon stick in an Electrolysis, and after there is a lot of black
right.
It's coming out from carbon stick, so you have to clean it before.
Sand it with sanding paper, 500.
Yeah, I love it that you're cleaning it with water, vinegar, baking soda, and then because it
after, yeah.
Sand it before. Yeah. I suggested do it.
Nice.
So you have to put again sandpaper.
Yes.
Nice. Put sand it before all, then you wash it with vinegar and baking soda.
Nice.
it's 500 grade. It will shine like a mirror, black mirror.
Beautiful. Okay, great suggestions with the carbon stick.
You will see it will make small bubbling.
Right.
Bubbles with matters.
Nice. What are the green pads up there for?
For polishing.
Polishing. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Very good.
Basic cleaning.
I put this photo just to show which is the right one, because there's a lot of...
Perfect. And so here it says calibrate your pH meter before starting to use it. So you use, how do you do that? Always check pH and parts per million of your GANs. Use your GANs as much as you can. Store them in cool, dark place. Keep clean your GANs, making jars and tools. So I know that they sell a neutralizer for the pH meter, right? But how do you calibrate it?
These packages are coming with a pH meter.
Okay.
Comes together. It's just a visualization how to make the solution and how to check it.
Okay.
You put in a one solution and then another and third. So you have to check, is it the right measurement?
Perfect.
Once it is done,
yeah, you have to done just once before you start.
Great. Keep it clean. Go ahead. Is there more?
Yeah. There's some GANS which is made already.
Beautiful. Wow, is the avocado red?
Avocado. So now you understand why industry are looking at avocado like a natural colorant. It's very, very bright red.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and second one, yellow, it's cannabis, and cannabis is very interesting because in a sunlight it's yellow, but in a normal room light it's
greenish
green.
Yellow.
Yeah,
more
like green, like a mousse.
Neat, amazing.
So next one is raspberries.
These are beautiful. Beautiful.
Like a champagne.
We can make raspberries wine.
Yeah, it smells wonderful. It's really smells like a raspberries.
Beautiful.
Selending grater. I hope it's a right translation in English.
I'm not sure what that is.
You don't know?
No. So there might be another word for it.
Tropical plant. It's more than
yeah, maybe.
What is it? Is it an herb or a?
Yeah, it's a plant.
Uh-huh.
Plant, and it's widely used in our country. We are what do you call this? Small balls on skin when you have some very hard stuff on the skin.
Like a wart or something.
Yeah, wart exactly the name. And then with this plant juice, you can treat this wart. So
nice. Oh, cool.
Plant in our country.
And pine buds. Just so you know, pine has an E on the end of it in English. But
such a mistake.
Wow, what a beautiful color. That is amazing.
Yeah.
And so have most of these had HCl, baking soda?
For some of them soda. Also caustic soda. For raspberries, no. For
yes,
selending.
No, caustic soda for raspberries.
A little bit, yeah.
No,
but
for selending grater, no.
No, for cannabis, yes, because there is a lot of resin. And for avocado yes. Also, because it's a
hard, not only.
And then are you using citric acid also to take it back to the right acid level for the color?
Exactly.
Yeah, because raspberries in alkalines they are green. Yeah.
Okay.
And then in acidic,
you need to put it color. Back in at least for 6 pH, they're becoming more naturally.
Right.
Then go 5, it will be with this color.
Boy, what an art it is. And thank you for sharing your experience, because I think some of us will be able to know better how to follow our own intuition, but we'll have a guideline to follow.
You can follow it and can keep asking the questions.
Right. Again, I know a lot of people are making food GANs with just the the caustic method. And again, we did read about why that may not be sufficient. You guys want to say a little bit about that again?
Yeah, because caustic made all this stuff a little bit like a soapy gel consistence, and we don't like it because it's very hard to wash this solution after and
Just
neutralize the
try
caustic soda.
to try to put this liquid in your skin.
On your skin?
I would not do it.
Right.
Like, yes, maybe to wash your hands on fast way, maybe it is very good because of caustic soda. That's why I said you can add it in like in soaps, in washing, some washing liquids.
Gotcha. Yep, that makes sense.
You try to neutralize it with CO2 water or zinc water. You can check yourself on online reactions. You will see wrong reactions. It's like zinc with I don't know, how can you? There is no reactions. There is no reaction between.
Right. Well, this is a beautiful process. Yeah, this is a beautiful process that you've developed. So I think that's good.
It will react in some way to colloid those elements. Anyways, there will be some reactions, but it will not neutralize it to right pH for the consumption.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
So what else? For this year?
Anything else, or is this it?
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
This is last one. I think it's
okay. We will keep our experimentation.
Document.
We will keep our experimentation and research and started already to write a book about all of our experience. But to go further with more research, serious testing in laboratories is required. We would be glad to cooperate with someone independent, with independent scientists who would be ready to do more research and share the results for the common good. We know that a lot of people and even scientists around the world use this technique of GANS production and run experiments on it. Please do not stay in the background, but share your experiments. Sharing is most important issue at this stage of the technology development. And again, they can do that. One great place to share is at your liquid plasma feeding site on Facebook. Follow any upgrades of Food GaNS on Facebook, Liquid Plasma Feeding. There are 2 pages, one for our own information where we share our experiments and discoveries, important information from other resources. And I'll put these links under the video. And the second page is a public group open for discussion, experiences and results, sharing critic, suggestion, and advice. So we are offering simple starter kit and other materials for GANS production. And you have that at an Etsy store. So we'll put that link under the video as well. And your YouTube channel. Yay!
So I'm really sorry for all mistakes what I made in English.
Oh, don't worry. No worries. It's okay.
I will correct and just...
Yeah. Do you want to stop screen sharing? We're frozen.
We are not frozen.
Oh, good. There we go. Yay. Hi.
You're not frozen.
I was frozen. You were, no, you were frozen. Something was frozen. But, yeah, the internet was frozen. So, yeah, we have enough crazy weather moving through here, so I'm not surprised. Well, thank you both so much. This was wonderful. And I understand, Arvis, you're going to be in Rome next week with the Keshe Foundation. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. Oh, we'll be there with you in spirit.
Thank you.
I'm not going. Just Arvis are going.
I will bring the spirit.
Yeah, bring our spirits with you.
Also. She will stay at home. We can go. Need to think about where we'll leave our son. So
yeah. Well, these gatherings are important.
We have no money for go for free.
Yeah.
And just school is beginning, and so it'll be more easier for us.
I understand. Okay, well, let's just say goodbye for now. And thank you so, so much for this wonderful work. And we'll do another one of these days, maybe live cooking.
Yeah, we can make just a live atelier. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun. Live cooking with Arvis and Litha.
We can do it. We can organize it.
Yeah, very good. Okay, well, so many blessings. Remind everybody to breathe and smile and experiment in this new plasma technology field that is bringing us a new future that will better the lives of so many people on Earth. So
thank you for bringing us out of the world.
This message. It's everybody is doing very important role in this time, and
yes.
more will come more individual work we will have to give to each other.
Yes, we are a global team, a global family.
Yeah,
we are one family now.
Yes. Many blessings, you guys, and we'll see you soon. Much love. Adios to everyone.
From
okay.
Adios.